After years of experiencing child neglect, Phillip Joyner decided to put his emotions on paper. But it's more than just therapy, it's also a way to raise awareness about child abuse. Here to share his book, Captured Emotions, is author Phillip Joyner. Good morning, Phillip.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, and thank you so much for being here and also to share your book with us, Captured Emotions. I wanted to ask you, because it had to be so tough to put words to paper. Why did you decide, though, to write?
Well, one of the main reasons I decided to write is I have a sister who was basically struggling with some things that happened in our childhood growing up. And I always wrote out, I had a journal that I always kept. So I would come up with little poems and I would write them, I would save them, I would put them aside. So I started reading them one day and I thought, wow, this is encouraging. I wanted to basically share it with her. So my whole idea was just to put a little pamphlet together and give it to her and share it with her so she could be encouraged, and it just grew and turned into this project.
So you always had a journal with you, always writing poems about your feelings and about your emotions. How old were you when you started that?
Actually, I just started doing that until about 94. I was an adult as I started keeping a journal.
Okay. So could you take us back? Could you tell us what it was like growing up?
Yeah, it was I remember a lot of, the main thing I remember is hunger. Just always wanting to have something to eat or thinking about food and just being responsible for other people around me. We pretty much operated as a unit until the separation point came along in our lives.
Okay, separation point. And you're talking about you and your siblings. You have 3 other siblings, is that right?
Right, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay, 2 brothers and 1 sister. So all 4 of you. I understand from the book itself you mentioned that your mom, single mother, had passed away. You were only 4 years old.
Right.
And then you lived with family members?
Right.
And then take us from there.
Okay, we basically were with family members, you know, just being shuffled from one place to another. And we settled with one uncle we lived with for a while, and that's where we really went through a lot of neglect. Being left alone for 2-3 days at a time, and really being left to fend for ourselves. So as children often do, we used our imagination to create opportunities for food, opportunities for eating, and a lot of neighbors who would come by and invite us by their house for dinner or something like that. And those things, that's when the neglect really kicked into part. So
that's when the neglect started to kick in. And then at one point also, I understand that I think the Child Protective Services had separated all of you.
Right, yes. They came and separated us. First they came and we lived with one foster family just temporarily. There were probably about 6 different families we lived with before the separation period came. And once they came and they took my brother, and he was gone for a while, then they came back later and asked us a question, who would want to go live with our brother. And my sister, being the oldest one of the 3, she volunteered to go live with him. And that's when the separation came. They lived with one family, and we lived with another family.
That must have been so tough for you. I mean, being so young, still being a child and not being able to be close to your siblings at a point when your mother is gone and other family members already have neglected the siblings. And so what was going through your head when you knew that you're not going to be living with your brothers and sisters?
Well, the first thought of it and first idea of it was a pretty traumatic experience. I write about that also in the book, a few poems about that. And after a while, you just really, as children, you just really learn to adapt to whatever's going on around you. And we were very quick as far as how to adapt and what to do and how to change to a new situation.
So you decided to go ahead and put some of those emotions to paper, which is how Captured Emotions came together. And I want you actually to pick an excerpt from your book to read a poem, and that's the style of your writing here. You didn't write any maybe substantial stories, but really some emotions put down to paper in the form of a poem. So go ahead and read just a little bit of it.
This is one called Little Man. Little man, playing catch me if you can. Hide, go seek, small, innocent, and weak. The time for games is over now. I'm sorry, you'll just have to wear a frown. Protect your sister, hug your brothers. Remember, you no longer have a mother. I know it's not something that you want to do. It's a lot for a little boy like you. As you grow, you'll remember the pain and also take on some of the blame. It's not your fault, no need to feel shame. So in the future, when you start to complain, remember how far you came.
Wow. And there's a reason why you read that and also wrote that. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Little Man is probably the first poem I ever really written. I mean, that's the point where I thought about life and how I grew up, and I realized I was basically a little man. We were all just little adults operating as one unit. So Little Man came to play, and I wrote that emotion I was feeling.
Wow. Well, I do want to mention one more thing, and that is I noticed that the theater masker here, there's comedy and tragedy, so I'm guessing that there's a little bit of some fun, or maybe, when you were growing up? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But you chose these for a reason.
Well, really, I had a friend of mine who came up with the idea, the concept. Art Hosley of Art Media One. He came up with the idea for the cover. I just gave him a little information. He came up with the rest of it. But my life does have a lot of joy involved, and I have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and He's really brought me to the fullness and understanding that life is good.
Well, good, very good. Well, we're glad that you've been able to share this book with us, as well as share the fact that you're going to be at Cody Library on April 13th from 2 to 4 p.m. And there's also a your web address, or pardon me, your email address, as well as a phone number, 210-262-2092. iUniverse.com is also a website to check out the book. And I also want to mention you're going to be there reading a little bit about the book. Also,
yes,
the book will be there for people for you to sign to give out. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Phillip.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and good luck to you.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Well, we'll be right back with what you have to look forward to on Great Day SA. Well, there was so much more I wanted to ask you, but oh well.
Always have me back, okay?
Okay, part 2. Okay, gosh. Got it. Yeah, sorry about that. I was like, one more question, please. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Okay, if you like Great Day Sunday, then be sure to watch Great Day SA weekdays. Welcome to Great Day SA. Of course, it is April Fool's Day. It was April Fool's, and boy, did Bridget get fooled. Take a look. I just wanted to take a drink of water there. Well, if you like Great Day Sunday, then be sure to watch Great Day SA weekdays at 9 a.m. We've got a lot going on. Here's what happened last week on the show. It was April Fool's, and boy, did Bridget get fooled. Take a look. Hey, welcome to Great Day SA. Of course, it is April Fool's Day, and there's nobody here. This, I guess, is an April Fool's joke. What do you do? Well, Bridget was a great sport about it, and we all had a pretty good laugh. And we were entertained by a magical magician. You won't believe your eyes.
By the 1800s, we come to a time that some people call the golden age of fire eating, when the focus of fire eating shifted away from the tolerance of the heat and flame, and instead to the artistry with which one manipulated it.
I don't know how he does it, but you can see Brian Bushwood at the Magic Theater. Today is the last day he'll be performing his magical act. And here's what you have to look forward to next week on the show. Mayor Phil Hardberger will be in studio. He's talking about a huge grand opening right here in the heart of San Antonio, and find out how you can give locks of love and return a sense of self-confidence and normalcy to children suffering from hair loss. And that's what you have to look forward to right here on Great Day SA. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, is that a lot of time or no? Just right, okay. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna move this. That's what I'm looking for, this right here. I'm walking around going, where's the monitor?
Can you go stand in the middle?
Right in the middle?
Yeah, there you go.
In the middle of that. Here's her spot, you can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool, they got her artwork. That's
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? I wish I could even draw straight.
When you said Kathy Sosa, is it part of the Sosa family, Lionel? Okay. Yeah. Oh, she's a great artist. But unfortunately, I've never seen her work. But I just know that she comes from a family of artists.
She does. She's got a great website. But come to our event and you can see lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Are these good?
Do we have time to scroll?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for starting your Sunday morning with us. Coming up next weekend on Great Day Sunday, we take for granted the normal things we do every day. But for people with autism, day-to-day things can be a chore. Find out what's being done to assist those with the disorder as they learn, play, work, and live in the community. Okay.
Eileen, after, when you introduce everybody, say goodbye, he's going to go to one of our cameras, so you might see your back. Just take a step back.
Okay.
Smile.
Oh yeah.
15 away.
Well, thanks for starting your Sunday morning with us. Coming up next weekend on Great Day Sunday, we take for granted the normal things we do every day. But for people with autism, day-to-day things can be a chore. Find out what's being done to assist those with the disorder as they learn, play, work, and live in the community. And it's a redevelopment project happening in the historical center of downtown. Find out how Main Plaza is getting a facelift. So be sure to join us next week on Great Day Sunday and keep it right here, because up next is Eyewitness News. Get the latest on news coverage, weather, and more. Thanks to all our guests, and also thanks for you to watching. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Sunday morning, rain is falling. Still some colors share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in.